Hey guys, my name is Sean. I'm the president of Illawarra Volleyball. We've just had our meeting. It's just finished. Instead of cutting the entire thing down to you and just sending it out as an hour-long meeting, I've decided to record a separate video, which is going to be a quick summary of the meeting that we've just had. So it's really cool that we can kind of do these meetings now. We're looking at doing one every quarter, basically to give you guys an understanding of how the club runs, what we're doing in the board capacity, and essentially how you can get involved in helping out and really pushing this club to further heights. So without further ado, we're going to change over to our little presentation here, and I'm going to apologize. Graphic design is my passion, not my profession. So you're going to get what you get, but hopefully it conveys the information accurately. So first off, welcome to the IVA open meeting. The goal of the meeting is to provide transparency to the club. Essentially, there was a lot of stuff last year that was happening within the club and within the board that we were talking about that didn't really have a chance of getting out there to the general public. So we really want to kind of give our members a look into what happens on the board, as well as ideas that are kind of coming through the pipeline for the future and how we're working towards creating this club and building it into something that to the best that it can be. Next, we wanted to update our members on club activities, mainly regarding SVL and our juniors program. That's all kind of starting off in February, so that's coming up really soon. More information will come out on the Facebook page because obviously not everyone's going to come to the meeting, not everyone's going to check this video. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of information coming out about that, as well as sharing our vision for IVA going forwards. Essentially, what really pushes our club, what is the direction we're going, and essentially going over a few points of how we're going to get there. Some of the key areas to address: board introduction and opportunities. For most of you, the board is quite well known. We're all at different events and doing things, but I really wanted to kind of stress the growth that we've had from a board of 2 or 3 people to our 8-person board and 2 subcommittee, board organization group that we have now. Bob Cooper and then Michael Pitt after that built this club of doing the job of 10 different people. And as soon as I came into this role as president, I realized I am not capable of doing that. So my big thing is making 10 people do my job so that I can sit back and create more work for someone else that we're going to, volunteer into the role. Lastly, just looking at ways to get involved with the club. This club survives based on the amount of volunteers that actually put their hand up and make meaningful changes to the club. We really appreciate those people that come through and do that. And again, if we're going to grow this club to even greater heights, this is the way forward, is bringing in more volunteers. So we've got our IVA vision here. I'm just going to move my camera so it's nice and easy to see. But we're going to start off with creating a culture of volleyball, and we're looking at social media, sponsor activations, free to enter exhibitions. Pretty much anything that is going to let people that haven't seen volleyball before see volleyball and then fall in love with it. A massive example of this was the exhibition matches that we held last year. We had families turning up that had nothing to do with volleyball, and they were bringing their kids as young as 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. Now they're seeing volleyball for the first time, and they're seeing 2 big teams really crunch the ball at each other, and that's so exciting, and that's something that groups kids in straight away. And being able to share that with just this community that just didn't exist before is really amazing, and we want to encourage that as much as possible. Next, we've got developing leadership and governance. Essentially, when we create that love for volleyball, how can we really utilize it? And we're looking at bringing people onto the board, increasing that board size, increasing the amount of volunteers we have helping out, and that leadership team to then kind of build the club into something bigger as we go. Because as I said, we're built off volunteers. No one is getting paid for these jobs that we're doing. We're all doing it for the love of the sport and the love of the club. And that's really important going forward. From there, we want to increase the opportunities for volleyball. As we mentioned, looking at our junior social trainings, our social competitions, potentially expanding locations, any opportunity for these kids to kind of, kids, adults, anyone, to see volleyball, fall in love with it, and then have an avenue to then start volleyball is the goal. The more volunteers we get, the more opportunities we can create, which is really important. Just for an example, we have our junior training happening at the same time as our beach training, at the same time as our women's training. So for that, we need 8 coaches for juniors, we need 3 coaches for the women's program, and 2 coaches for the beach. To give you an understanding of how many people we need involved with this club to really do the stuff that we're doing. Thankfully, we've got a lot of people already developing into the coaches that we need, but we always need more people, which is really exciting. And then competitive success, looking at our club championships, our SVL, our IAS, our beach tour, our lead athlete pathways. And on that note, quick congratulations to Pascal and Tom for moving on to the AIS. They're going to go on to bigger and better things, and we can't wait to see where it takes them. But the more opportunities for volleyball we have, the more chances for people to get better at volleyball. And from there, hopefully someone can come into this club, not know what volleyball is, fall in love with it at the creating at the culture point, get involved as a leader as far as organizing, helping out, then play some volleyball as well, and go, you know what, I want to play for Australia, and hopefully we can create the tools for that player to get from point A to point B. And you know, when players like Pascal, like Tom, go to the AIS, then suddenly the people in our volleyball community go, hang on, they got to the AIS, I can get to the AIS. And it helps kind of push that culture of volleyball again. And this is why we've got this big circle going on, is because we want to use those top level athletes and these top level opportunities to essentially push more people to pursue volleyball and pursue it in its highest form. So yeah, really excited that this is the IVA vision. This is what pushes our club forwards. And this is the framework that we've basically been working out of since I've been president. So under creating a culture of volleyball, we've got this lovely picture right at the top of our first ever exhibition match, and that really says a lot as it is just there. As well as the bottom right, which you can't see because my ugly mug's over the top of it. My ugly mug is over my ugly mug, which is right here. But our Sparta beach volleyball tournament, a massive initiative pushed by Nick to create beach volleyball in the Illawarra. We've just had our last tournament recently where Liam and Pascal got up. That's why they're in the middle. That's why they're holding the shield. But you know, it's just a great community event that we've kind of been able to turn into something really meaningful. And then the picture on our bottom left is our stream, and this is a really important thing, is I believe that we have the streaming ability and technology to have a stream that's better than anyone else's. And you know, the better the stream, the more eyes that we have on volleyball, the more we can kind of push that culture. So that's a really exciting point to kind of grow forwards, you know, going into the new season in February. Lastly, our social media presence. We have Twitch, which we stream through, YouTube. Nick's been putting some videos on there recently. Our Instagram that has done absolutely nothing. And across these three, we need some more people. So when we're looking at, you know, increasing our leadership team, if you have any skills or passion for social media, for streaming, for Instagram, for YouTube videos, for video editing, all that kind of stuff, please make yourself known. Please approach me. We are always looking for more people to jump in and help out there. The next thing we're going to go on to is the current board, and I'm going to have to magic my face back up to the top corner again. Off we go. And we've got myself as president. I'm basically in charge of seeing that IVA vision and making sure that what we're doing as a board falls in line with that vision and that we're moving in the right direction. Michael Pitt is our vice president, and that really doesn't sum up everything he does for the club. He crosses the T's, he dots the I's that I would miss, and he basically keeps the lights on for IVA. So huge props to Michael, you know, being a bit of a mentor role for me, as well as keeping everything running. Nick, twin brother Nick Thorpe, is on competitive and beach, and he's done amazing. He's had an amazing run as the competitive coordinator over the last couple of years, and that space is just growing and growing and growing, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But this new position in beach and running a beach subcommittee has only really happened over the last 2 or 3 years, and everything that we've done on the beach has just improved out of sight under his leadership in that area. So the beach subcommittee, we've got Tom Wallace, Aiden Galavig, Phoenix LeBreton, as well as Liam McMillan. These guys have been doing amazing work all summer to make sure that we have events here on the on North Gong Beach in particular, and yeah, I can't thank that group enough to keeping things running over this summer break. Anne Trotter is currently our social representative, as well as mentoring Emma in her role as treasurer. Anne has got at least 10 plus years experience on this board. She brings a wealth of knowledge of where the club's come from and where it's going. We're very blessed to have her on the board. Lauren is our secretary. She is in charge of running meetings, as well as making sure I be quiet when I'm meant to be quiet, and I talk when I'm meant to talking. I talk when I'm meant to talking, exactly. Lauren's not here. I'm unsupervised. It's getting rowdy. But she is doing a phenomenal job keeping me on task, as well as the rest of the board members, and making sure that we're getting jobs done. Emma is our new treasurer, and she has come onto the role as of the last year. She has been getting trained and developed by Anne in this role, but has many plans of how we can kind of bring the club into 2022, and you know, looking at some financial planning and how we can actually free up some more money, as well as apply for more grants. to achieve some bigger goals as well. So really excited to have Emma in that position. Next, Jenny is in charge of our junior program and governance. So Jenny's junior program started off as 10 kids on a Tuesday night before anyone else started. And now it is a 100-kid 5-court behemoth that runs on a Thursday night, and now has got extra time slots. We're going to talk about more of that later on, but she's done a phenomenal job developing the youth of today into the champions of tomorrow, essentially. And can't thank her enough for that. As well as her role in governance, she's been doing COVID safety planning, as well as basically any other sort of policy that the club needs to run. She's been on top of that as well, so she's doing an amazing job. And lastly, Jake is now in charge of the coaches and referees, and he's created a subcommittee where he is the coaching coordinator himself, which means that he is in charge of creating opportunities for people to get accredited, to move up those accreditations, and then to get paid work in that role. Jacob is the same, but for referees. Jacob has a strong history of IVA board work as well as UAW Volleyball Club board work. He's no stranger to these committees and subcommittees at all. Can't wait to see what kind of work he puts into this referees coordinator role. He's going to smash it out of the park. We've got Ben Geniger coming in as coaching mentor. Again, has been highly involved with the club over the last 2 years since coming from Germany. Has a wealth of experience coming from Germany with his club back home, as well as level 3 accreditation, and solid ties to the Phoenix program. Ben really is bringing in a lot of stuff on the, I suppose, the preemptive end of the SPL season that's going to develop our players into the players that they want to be, as well as our coaches into coaches that can kind of develop these players. So really excited for the work Benny's going to put in there. And then last but not least, Michael Pitt is on as a referee mentor as well, as if the man has not already done enough. But if you have talked to Michael about refereeing on Tuesday nights, you will completely understand why he's in this role. He's in this role because he's the best in the business. Essentially, we have some of the best, in my opinion, we have some of the best referees in New South Wales, and it is by no mistake. It is because Michael Pitt has those conversations about the 1% application of the rules in a specific situation to all of our referees, and making them have to think about, how they would apply the rule that comes in. And this is like some depth that we kind of don't see in a lot of referee development elsewhere. We're truly blessed to have such a competent referee as well as mentor in Wollongong and in this role. So he's going to do amazing work there. I'm going to move on to the next slide now, and we've got our weekly calendar. Very exciting. We're going to be starting in February, guys. So that's like, 12 days away, 13 days away, 2 weeks. Is going to be our first event on Tuesday night. It's going to be the social competition, 7 to 9 p.m. It's going to be a free hit night. We're going to have 2 free hit nights. Essentially, if you have a team, come in, get them signed up, and from there, they'll be ready to start the competition on the 3rd Tuesday of February. If you don't have a team, come in, meet some people, hit a ball around, and we'll get you involved with a team. UAW Volleyball Club is going to be taking the Wednesday slot at Unanderra, and they're going to be running everything through their Facebook page. Get involved with UAW Volleyball Club. They run awesome training sessions. It's a great way to kind of pick up the sport, as well as get extended, because they've got this social to competitive kind of level. Next, we've got Thursday night training. We're going to be kicking it off with the juniors at 5:30 to 7 p.m. We're looking from anywhere between like 10 to 16-year-olds. And then we're looking at senior training from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Essentially because we've got too many kids, we needed more courts and more time slots. So we're going to be looking at our 16s, 17s, 18s-year-olds around that 7 to 8:30 p.m. time slot. And then our regular SVL trainings. Women's are going to be 7 to 9 p.m. and men's are going to be 7 to 9 p.m. on the Friday. And then lastly, I say lastly because we're going to start on Tuesday and then work our way back to Monday. But on the Monday, we're going to have our open training session. We've been trying these end of last year for Tuesday nights, and essentially we're looking at moving them to Mondays now. This training session is open for everyone. We want those people coming on that Tuesday night social competition, coming in and getting a competitive edge over the competition, developing as a team, getting stronger, and then working their way up the grades. This training session is literally for everyone. For juniors, it's for social players, it's for people that are just picking up the sport, as well as our SVL players. And we're going to have different courts for different strength levels. But this is an opportunity for you to kind of come in, learn some more skills, even bring your team, learn how to run backcourt setting or run some different rotations that are going to take you from C grade to B grade to A grade. Next, we have our competitive results. I'm going to quickly move my face because you guys need to see the Newcastle singlets. Look at those ugly Christmas sweaters. They're amazing. I love them so much. But our competitive results for SVL, our women's Div 1 came 5th, Div 2 came 9th, and our men's Premier came 4th, men's Div 2 came 5th, men's Div 3 came 9th. We didn't get to finish the season as we got COVIDed out, but that's essentially where everyone was at the end of the season. Our men's Premier for the first time in our club's existence was going to go into the semi-finals and have a chance of winning a gold medal in men's premiers, which would have just been amazing. So we can't wait to build off that for next year. And our beach volleyball has been amazing this season, with myself and Nick, Liam and Pascal and Ben and Jake all being regulars in Division 1 at the state tour and moving on to that Oz tour kind of area. We're going to be looking towards that, which is going to be really cool. Our Division 2, looking at Felipe, Nick Falconeri, Kath, Pat, Affy, Lacey, Sarah, all of them winning medals, getting better, improving and working their way up to get to that Division 1 as far as points go. But yeah, they're just absolutely killing it in that area. Nick Falconeri in particular getting a silver medal last weekend in Newcastle. I know that Kath and Affy have gotten a gold medal, I think, in a qualification tournament and then maybe a single B tournament in Manly. Pat still kicking along, still playing some beach volleyball, still bringing through the youth of today. So, it's great to see all these people getting involved, traveling, competing and representing Illawarra at the highest level. And then lastly, but very much not leastly, our juniors with Addix, Amy, Murray, Alex, Marley, Lara, Parry, Yasmin, Lachlan, and Jake. Wow, we have a lot of juniors. Wow, we have a lot of talent. These kids have been going away to junior events and finishing top in the state. Multiple tournaments, multiple age groups, and it's just crazy to see. Myself and a few of the other coaches were actually at the New South Wales Phoenix Junior Development Camp in Newcastle. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and all of these kids are trialing for New South Wales Phoenix and all looking at the top of their groups. Wollongong Beach Volleyball has never been in a stronger position, and it's never visibly been in such a strong position as well, which is really exciting. So congratulations to everyone involved in that. Jenny did talk about the juniors here. In her stead, I'm going to have to quickly go over it. So our term 1 starts 3rd of February. So we're looking at that first Thursday of February. We're going to go for 10 weeks, and the time slots are 5:30 to 7 p.m. and 7 p.m. to 8:30, as we said, for the older kids. And then towards the end of the season, for that 10-week season, we're looking at doing more competitions because a lot of the time we've only been able to do drills. It's really exciting being able to get these players at a level now where they can start playing in competitions, they can start playing against each other and preparing for those state cups, that junior SVL and that junior kind of state tour and state events and stuff. So yeah, looking to really progress the training. We're going to step it up with more coaches as well, which is really exciting. The cost of that's about $100, and you'll be able to find that on our website on the Red Sport page and get involved that way. I know from experience positions close really quickly, so please get on that as soon as you can, or as soon as it's available. As you can see in the bottom left there, my ugly mug coaching the junior boys at a state event. What's the state competition? I don't know. State Cup. That's what I'm looking for. Junior State Cup. We kind of started taking them to the competitions last year. And now we really want to extend on that coming into this year with Junior SVL, which runs from May to December. It goes for 14 weeks, and it's run every Sunday at Netball Central. So it's a big time commitment, bringing in the kids every Sunday. But the opportunity is amazing for them to be able to play against other players in the state and really benchmark themselves against everyone that's out there. It's just a really cool experience for kids, and we really encourage you to get involved with that. We're looking for calls of interest around mid-February, and the age groups we're looking for are under 18s and under 16s for men and women respectively. Really exciting opportunities. If you want to know more, please message us on Facebook or email the club, and we'll get Jenny to talk to you about that in depth. Next, we've got our competitive program, and we've got our key dates. We're looking at putting out the coaching and play EOIs. They should be happening right now, so they should be out now. If you're a coach or a player and you want to get involved, do that EOI, please. It lets us know who wants to get involved and who to invite to that first training session, that first selection process. You won't get invited to a selection event without doing an EOI, because otherwise we can't see you, we don't know you're keen. So please do that EOI. Make sure it's filled out. Make sure we know that you're keen to play competitively or keen to coach competitively, and then we'll contact you from there. SVL is going to be starting on the 10th of April, but our season's essentially starting in February. So the start of February onwards, we're developing players for that 10th of April start. As we said, our teams go quite well there, and we're keen to keep getting results. And so it's going to be a big period of trying to get players involved as quickly as possible, as well as developed and trained up and get them fit for SVL. That's the main goal there. We've also got club championships in the 20th and 21st of August. They're going to be held here in Wollongong, I believe. And we're really looking to get at least a men's team, if not a men's and a women's team, involved in that. It's going to be a really cool opportunity to kind of extend our competitive base and really compete for something meaningful. And then there's going to be a smattering of state cups starting on the 5th of March. Plenty of opportunities to get involved. And if you're not keen to get involved with anything to do with the SVL or those longer form kind of competitions, this is the perfect competition for you. So let us know if you're keen to get involved with the state cup, and we will get teams organized for those state cups. The training times are listed earlier in our schedule. You can go back to that part of the video and check it there. And lastly, if there's anyone that's 30 plus, please tell me, because Masters is going to be held in October. Me and Nick may or may not be 30 now, which then puts us in the category of Masters. We're keen to play. If you're 30 plus, you're keen to play, let us know. And let's get some oldies on court. Areas for future growth. I'm going to move my camera real quick because that is just a beautiful face from Liam right there. There you go. You can enjoy that. But we're looking at growing the competitive program, as we said, with juniors, training camps, coach and referee accreditation. The training camps we're looking at doing our Newcastle training camp that we did a couple of years ago now. That was really successful. They're looking at bringing us up there as well. But COVID permitting, we want to travel. We want to get our players out to Tasmania to do a camp with the Tassie Echidnas. Been trying to line that up for a while, and that's just always fallen through. We want to get our competitive teams out to Arafura Games up in the Northern Territory. We want to create volleyball experiences, and we're really excited to be pushing kind of that side of things as well coming into this competitive season. One of the biggest areas of future growth, and we're talking about like long term, essentially one of the questions I got in the Google form was looking at the 5-year plan for Illawarra essentially, and a big part of that is to hire an admin staff, much like Sydney North has. And essentially it's going to take the pressure off our volunteer board members so that they can focus on where their passion truly lies instead of getting bogged down in crossing T's and dotting I's, because we all know I hate doing that. But it will also allow for larger scale initiatives. It will allow our our organization base to expand out and try some new things while getting the support of an admin person that's paid to work hours and kind of fill in the gaps where needed. It also means that we'll have someone constantly applying for grants, which would then give the club more funding and more ability to kind of move forward, which is really exciting. And then lastly, expanding to more areas around the Illawarra. So being able to, put beach poles in all the way down the coast, or look inland. One of our benefits of our club is our just sheer size. We have a big area to service, and currently we're only servicing Wollongong. So it'd be great to get ourselves into a position where we can service more areas of the Illawarra and bring volleyball to more stadiums, bring them to more schools, bring more competitive players through. It's just a really exciting time, full of growth. And yeah, can't wait to kind of see where the board takes us on that one. Lastly, we have got how to get involved with the club. I'm going to move that up so I don't block Jacob's beautiful face there. But get involved as a player, get involved as an organizer, a referee, a coach, get involved as whatever is the main one. Pretty much everything that I've been involved with personally with the club has been, I've come into the club, I've seen how things are run and gone, oh, I'd really like this to be different, or I'd really like this to be better, or I'd really like this to happen. And no one's just going to do that. No one's going to come up with those ideas that you have. You need to be bringing that to the board and then becoming part of the solution and being the one to bring that to the club. I know everyone's got different time commitments and schedules and all that kind of stuff, and that's fine. We can work with that, but just bring your ideas forward and then help us achieve those ideas. We're really up to run anything here or try anything, but it comes down to how much people power we've got behind it, and how much funding we can get behind it, as well as bringing the idea in the first place. So really keen to grow this club. It is run by the players for the players, or by the community for the community, essentially. So please bring forth all of your ideas and help out wherever you can, because this is the way that the club's going to move forwards. That is going to be it from me. I've kept it to 25-ish minutes, which is pretty amazing. If you made it this far in the video, congratulations. You're doing it. You're participating in the club, and I love to see it. This is the first time we've run a meeting like this. Please, in the comments below, let us know if this is how you want information delivered to you, if there's another way you'd want information delivered to you, we're really up for anything here. We want to communicate to our player base. This is just a new thing that we're trying. We're happy to do every quarter to make sure that everyone knows what's going on. But yeah, again, if you've got ideas about how we can communicate better with the community, let us know. And if you've got any ideas that you want to bring to the board or anything you want to bring forward, again, please let us know. We're here to run things for you guys. And any ideas or anything we get, we're going to grab and we're going to get really excited about. So that has been it for the meeting. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for 25 minutes here. I mean, it's been pretty hilarious that I've got a window here and we've gone from daytime to nighttime. Look, everyone's excited about this club. Everyone's excited, to see how far this club can go. And it's just a really awesome time to be present. So I just want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart, whether you're a referee, a coach, a player, a community member, a junior, someone that's on the board, just someone that's getting involved and interacting with this club. It's a really exciting time, and I really appreciate having you guys all in the community. So that'll be it from me. Thank you for everything, and we're going to catch you guys next time, I guess, in another quarter and another meeting, provided that these work. All right, bye guys.